Hello everyone. In the last episode, I mentioned about the relevance of focus. I would like to recall the triangle which I have been discussing with you, which will decide the quality of your life. You have the talent, then you have the platform, knowledge, skill, then you have the most important thing called focus, then supported by behavior. Then I have mentioned about attitude and passion. I'll be recalling to your mind this triangle whenever I feel it is relevant for you. See, no matter what your ambition is, no matter what your goal is, if you are not focused, then you are going to find it very difficult to reach your goal. Now, I wrote a book called The Gift of Time. And for writing this book, I interviewed nearly 300 to 400 people. Some of them very great people, some of them ordinary housewives but who have achieved a lot of things. Some of them are students who stood state first. Some of them are young children with outstanding abilities and talent. When I analyzed the lifestyle of these people, I noticed that there is one common denominator among all these people, that is the quality of focus that they bring into their life. I'm sure that sometime in your school or in your office, you would have heard this term, pay attention, pay attention. If you had practiced tennis, the coach would have told you, pay attention to the ball. Notice the ball, see the ball. Now, if the ball is coming to you at 100 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour, you cannot see the ball. You cannot keep observing the ball as it comes to you because you do not have that speed in terms of your retina speed. If you are playing cricket and if the ball is coming to you with 160 kilometers per hour, you want to pay attention to the ball, but you will not be able to do that because there is a capacity constraint. I'm sure you will recall I have been distinguishing between the mind and the brain. Now, you have the brain capacity and you have the mind capacity. It is an amazing fact that the mind is faster than the brain. If while playing tennis you are going to see the ball, if that is what you want to do, the ball will hit the fence any number of times. It's not possible. I want to give some statistics. Now, whenever you say pay attention, you know your brain can pick up 126 bits of information per second. That's the capacity of your brain. Out of these 126 bits of information, 40 bits of information is taken away by the content of the person talking to you. Let's say that you are watching me speak. Your brain capacity is 126 bits per second. Now, out of that 126 bits, 40 bits is taken away by the content. The balance 86 bits are available for you to notice my facial expression, to notice the tonality of my voice, to notice the inflection, to notice various things in the ambience in which we are discussing. And then you should also be noticing your own inner dialogue. So that means out of 126 bits of information, if you are going to depend on the brain power, you are going to be handicapped. So all the more reason to pay attention in terms of mind, in terms of emotion. I'm going to give you a very interesting story just to illustrate the point. If the mind does not cooperate with you, no matter how sensitive are your senses, you are not going to succeed. The This is a story of a person who is sentenced to death penalty by the king for a very serious offense he committed. And he is undergoing the prison sentence before execution, and he is going to be executed shortly. Then he sends a mercy petition to the king, calling for his mercy and requesting that he may be pardoned. So the king informs him, okay, I will pardon you, provided you pass a test. And he says, yes, I am willing to do that. So he is summoned to the court a week later, and is told the test is this. He will be given a cup, an empty cup, and he should hold it in his hand, and somebody will pour honey into the cup until the cup is completely full. It is so full that even one more drop of honey will spill. If you see such a cup filled with honey, the surface, the top surface will be convex. One more drop, it will spill. Then the king will tell him, in such a condition, you should remain there still for 1 hour and not a drop of honey should spill. If he passes this test, he will be pardoned. He says, I will try, I will do it. So he is summoned to the court, and the cup is kept in his hand. Somebody pours honey till it is completely full. One more drop, it will spill, but they will not put that drop, and he will hold it. The king will say, 1 hour starts from now. The next second, the king will order, let the dance begin. And the most beautiful dancers from the world are brought to the court, the king's court, and the world's beautiful melodious singers are brought, and to the wonderful music, the dance starts. The whole audience are looking at the dance, some of them even dancing. It is such an exciting 1 hour. At the end of 1 hour, the king says, let the music stop, let the dance stop. And then the king will ask this person, how was the dance? And he will say, dance? Where? Music? Where? Now, why I am mentioning this story to you is, his mind is so preoccupied with the necessity to win the game, win the test, pass the test, so that he survives. If the mind is focused on this, the cup and the honey, the mind will put the brain in hold, asking the brain not to see, not to hear anything other than this. Now that is the type of attention you should have. This is the type of attention with an Olympic player will bring in, a Wimbledon tennis player will bring in, a world chess champion will bring in, or anybody who takes his job seriously will bring in. That means your mind will decide the quality of your focus. It's very easily said than done. I'm going to discuss with you 3 types of mind. You should understand what those 3 types of mind are, and each one of them will lead to the next, and ultimately if you master your mind, you will master your life. You are inquisitive to know what those 3 types of mind. Wait for my next episode. I promise to make a difference in your life. See you in my next episode.